Morning, everybody. One more time. Of course, I was on air at 7:30, and some of the between then and now, um, you know, I've been having various phone calls and reactions, especially to the stories as it concerns the pensioners. So, which means that we have to look into that phenomenon next week. I'd like to, if you know of any pensioner, who is willing to come forward and let's hear what the experience is like. I'd be glad to have such a resource person. I want to talk to those that actually do feel this, those who feel it, the pensioners.
I think you just have to open the phone line.
Sorry?
I think just open the phone lines and you get
but some of those
waterfall.
So first of all, I'm going to do this over two or 3 days. I don't mind devoting the whole of next week. Don't worry, I won't touch the Ebony. But I don't mind devoting the whole of next week to us finding a way to help these people. I mean, but for the fact that I opted out of employment at the age of 40 and I've been in this mess, I didn't want to work in government anyway. But some of the people you are talking about are my contemporaries. They're my classmates, the people I grew up with together, and to see them deteriorate. When you look at some of these pensioners, when you do set your eyes on them, you need to go through their album and see what they look like when they were in service. It's a very sad thing. It's occupied my mind. So that's what, if you know any pensioner who'd be willing to spill the beans, I'll be more than welcome. It's the morning digest with Jimi Disu. Today is Friday. And I have 2023 is round the corner. I am one of those who believe that we should, all of us now as we speak, should be doing everything possible for us, there's no age factor here, for us to have a government that will give us hope in 2023. So we are going to attack this from all angles. We are trying so hard to sensitize the people, but I also believe we should help the politicians. There's no point castigating them and browbeating them. How do you say Ejeka Famomora in English? Don't say draw them close to us, because it's not as deep. Don't worry.
The mischief was gone.
The African language, which is tomorrow we are going to discuss about second slavery, how we have completely enslaved our minds. I wish we had stayed where we were, would have left us alone. We would have had, whether we'd have an Oyo empire, only God knows. But I just wish these Oyibo people had left us alone. When you say in Yoruba, Ejeka Famomora, when you say in English, that let us draw them close to us, the effect is not the same.
It's not as weighty.
I'd like my friend Richard Kelvin to tell me the Igbo version of Ejeka. Philip, you speak Igbo, okay? What language do you speak? He will born through me. The Delta boy will speak. Anyway. By the way, did I tell you that Philip has gotten vaccinated? He got his first ever hallelujah. Today is Friday. Today is Sunday.
Alhamdulillah.
All right.
Yeah. He got his first shot.
Oh, great.
So he got, and he got his first shot. Him and my housekeeper, they got shots on the same day. My housekeeper became a one-armed person. One hand was off
for 3 days.
For 3 days. She couldn't fry for Baba. I'm trying to lighten up before I start the program. I must say that doing these programs are becoming a bit depressing, especially that 7:31.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you will agree with me.
Yeah.
And it's becoming very, very depressing. I cannot be shedding tears every day.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to be inhuman. I don't know what stuff those who govern us are made of. I don't know. I was talking to 2 elderly people yesterday, and we couldn't come to a conclusion as to what exactly the problem is. I don't know. What we concluded, though, is they're much older than I am. But what Papa told me is that, Jimmy, I don't think there will be any change in this country In my lifetime, in my own too. Morning, sir. I know you're listening.
That's sad.
Yes, that's very sad. We spoke for about 45 minutes and we just gave up. And we don't let me spoil your day today.
It was spoiled earlier.
But I'll make it
Make
better.
it better.
Make it better. Right. So today we want to help the politicians, and you remember I spoke to Nkoli Ogbolu about 2 weeks ago on what should be the theme, what are the things that politicians need to put together, how they need to put these things together to let us have what I would call a sumptuous campaign, something that would delight you. Oh, for the late Awolowo, when I remember him. I wasn't his fan though, ironically, because I was just a rebel, that everybody liked him. I was just a rebel when I was young. But now that I can see the man was absolutely prepared. Anyway, that's a story for another day. So I have Nkechi Modi here. Nkechi has about how many years experience in advertising and branding?
About 16, 17.
16, 17. And he still be picking. If you're doing 16,
If you say so.
He still be picking.
But I spent my whole life writing. My whole life writing.
Writing.
Yeah.
Now, don't shake in your chair now. Just calm down. You are bouncing as if making my face again.
I will make you laugh.
There's
at the end of the day.
there's something with the women of truth. When is it? I love it.
I'm back. Don't forget I'm back.
I just thank God you were not here on Wednesday when we had Mrs. Fashano. Do you know what this woman said?
What is it?
Say it now. Is it too?
Two things she said about men I can never forget. It's still ringing in my head. Number one, she said, Mr. Disu, do you realize that men think only with one side of their brain, but women think with both? I've tried so hard to. Look at the way you're looking at me. That's what she said.
But is it true?
No, but it's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
No.
She said men think with the left side of their brain, but women think
More.
with both.
More. They think more with it.
It's medical though. It's medical.
More.
With more. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what about women?
We think with both, but more towards
Yeah,
the
it
other
leads
side.
more. So for each gender, it leans
So,
more.
No, it's the truth. But
She bagged me because I thought what she said.
No,
she
but
bagged
today's-
me. Oh, woman, well,
no, today's world has made it pertinent for women to think with both sides. That's just the truth. Because
what is about today's world?
okay, because there was a time that women could not even vote. Remember, we were seeing less than even our sons. So your son is 18, he can vote, but you, the mother, at 40 something, you can't vote.
So you had to activate the.
Do you understand?
thing.
So we had to activate both sides. So we use both sides effectively, I must add.
Okay. The other thing she said, I shouldn't say this in front of her because
Please say it.
the woman let part of the secret out. She said that if you want a man to walk through this door, tell him to walk through the window. If you want a man to go straight, tell him to go. If you want, okay, let's do this straight analogy. If you want a man to turn right, tell him to turn left.
Because they're
In
rebellious.
a bit, yes, because in a bit to assert himself, how can woman, make a Mugu go turn right?
I won't use that so generally. you know.
Yes.
I won't cast a general net.
No,
over
but it's just a figure of speech.
Yeah,
What
yeah, I
she's
understand.
saying, at the end of the day, what I deducted from that, and I remembered my daughters, those two babes that are my daughters. Women have this manipulative whatever. They can get you to do anything. And you think that you are the one, you will think
In
that you are
charge.
the boss. I'm going to deal with those girls.
I'll put it differently.
They must become born again so I can cane them like I caned them when they were young.
I'll put it differently.
Yes.
Women, what's the word now? Women, don't worry.
Okay, when you remember.
No, I don't want to even say it.
Is it 12? It's 9:12.
It will be nice.
Okay. All right. So Nkechi is here, and we want to look at what should be, what kind of branding and whatever can the politicians, adopt in 2023.
Three.
What I see a lot happen, what I've seen a lot happen in the past, is what I would call emotional discharge. We want to do the same thing we did in 19. For example, you have a politician is going to run. He keeps dilly-dallying, saying, my people My people, I'm waiting for my people
I'm
to
still
call on me.
consulting.
I'm still consulting. Whereas the people out there are hungry. They need a hungry person. They need somebody they can look forward to very quickly. The politician is still dilly-dallying. Look at what we have. In the presidency now, in the area of not one of them has come out to say specifically that I want to run in 2023. Not one has been bold enough to say, look, I'm prepared for this exercise. Let's pick it up from there. What kind of approach do you expect, if you had a client, what would you be telling your client to do to approach this from the very onset?
Okay, so the problem with, I'll start from the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with our politicians is that they wait till the 11th, maybe 12th hour before they start doing things. For two, my own personal opinion, for two reasons. One, a lot of them don't have a clue. They don't even know what they want to do. They don't have an ideology.
They just want the end of the road. They don't have
They
to
just
get
want
there.
to get to power. They don't have an ideology. They don't have any package for the people. They don't have anything to really make a major or marked change. That's on the one hand. But secondly, there's the Nigerian / African thing. I mean, Africans don't like to say what they want to do because somebody might intercept it. We are very superstitious. So go and say it, and then, I mean, my child is in university. Don't announce it yet.
But doesn't that also exhibit a lack of confidence?
It's not just confidence, it's a lack of honesty. Bad words, somebody used to say, can be so mumbled as to be inaudible. When you are confident about what you're saying, you may not be right, but you're confident about it.
Yeah.
And you're being sincere. You would say it. It's like a child. Children don't try to overthink things because they may not be right. I mean, they're seldom right. So, I mean, in a sense. But because they believe what they are saying, say, that woman's head is too big. They just blot it out like that. You understand? When you are honest, you just say it. You don't have to think too much. And what would they think? How would they feel? You just say it.
But some of them the excuse they would give. Recently, I criticized the rash of awards making the rounds. And I don't want to, today's Friday, I want peace for myself. A particular governor seems to be always ready to jump in front of a camera and get any award. And so I called one of his aides in confidence and said, tell this man, you guys don't turn this man into a megalomaniac. A lot of these awards really are, what do you call them now? A lot of the awards are, no, not even pointless.
Money-making ventures. Just call it what it is.
Yes, they're money-making ventures. They're just packaged together to make money. Because at the end of the day, you find that these people inadvertently pay for these awards. How it works out to them, I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Why I would not, because I've been approached before. You want to give an award? I said, okay, yes, but you have to give us a donation. I said, I don't do. It's a racket. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Today's Friday. My brain is not working well. Most of these awards are rackets. You can't even see the basis for giving them out. It's always to governor this or governor that or minister this. They're megalomaniacs anyway. They buy it. But do you know what the guy told me? They said, "Keep quiet. You're not a politician. We understand what
their minds, how they think.
How they think."
Yes.
And that set me thinking. I was now saying to myself, Omo, I hope you're not being too elitist in your thinking. So, do you think that also has, something to do with it?
Okay, so I didn't speak about the first thing you talked about. I said,
which is what?
Okay, so you wanted to know what I would tell a politician to do.
Yes.
If they were to, if they plan to run in 2023. The first thing is try to be a good person. Actually try to be good.
Are you looking at the morals of it or the strategy?
No, not the moral. No, both. Sorry, being good can be a strategy. Okay, so I want my boss, for example, to like me. I want to get a promotion. I want to be in the A team, whatever it is, as a person. And then normally you would come to work late. Normally you don't contribute to the brainstorming sessions. Then you start. You do some research. So you are doing the right thing. Do you understand? It's not being moralistic, but at least you want to earn it. You want to appear to have earned it.
But cynics
See,
will
because
tell
because,
you,
because people are no longer stupid. I'm sorry.
I was waiting for that.
People are no longer
That's where I was
stupid.
going.
People are no longer stupid, but at least make an effort. Do you understand? Make an effort. Don't all this grandstanding and acting like you are ordained by God to become the governor or to become the president or to become a senator. Those things don't work anymore. God told me. No, sorry. Having been told by God, will God come down and vote for you?
Okay, I know you've run. We discussed that you did some work for some politicians. What kind of reaction do you get from them? The reaction that some people tell me they get from them is dictatorial. They hire you as somebody to advise them, but they don't want to take care. They think they know all.
It depends on what you do. First thing, do your homework.
Who now?
You, the
consultant or
yes,
whatever it is.
do your homework. Okay. We worked on one campaign. I don't like to name names, but a particular politician. And we did our research. We went around town. We talked to people, but we did not say we're not researching for politics. We're researching for a thesis. How people feel about the governor, because he was a sit-in governor. You understand? He was already there. And so we went around to say, we're students of this social university.
You said you're a student?
Yes.
And they believed you?
No, doctorate.
Oh, doctor. By the way, I
All of us.
I hope all of you realize that this is the mother of the twins. The twins and the Idowu who turned 18 the other day.
And it could even be a first degree. I mean, who says?
Okay, I know. No. I just wanted to rub that one in.
Okay. So anyway, and we got a lot of information. And one of the things that people said that that resonated all round was that he was arrogant.
Yeah.
That he was arrogant, snobbish and everything. Something as basic as, we told him, sir, all these your agbadas, in all these your photographs, for this campaign, you will not be wearing an agbada.
What did he wear?
It seemed like a small thing. So he would wear the inner buba.
Like smart.
Yes, don't
kaftan.
Because he had this pension for going like this and like this and like this 1,001 times. And it seemed like a small thing. But,
it's just occurring to me.
But it was perceived as, he was always so full of himself, always throwing his agbada up and down. When he's talking, he throw it 20 times before he says 2 words and everything. And he listened to us because the first thing he said was that the fact that we went around and did our research. We went to this place, we had what people said verbatim. Your name is this, of course, not full names. And we had recordings, voice recordings. This is what people feel about you. And the truth is, no matter what you say, everybody has a bit of fear in them. Even the most powerful person.
The politicians have loads of fear in them.
Okay, so everybody has some fear. Forget the bragado and shoulder raising and everything. Everybody has some fear. And fear is actually good for the person anyway, for a person. Because it makes you want to push yourself a little more. So he listened. And yes, they will come across as arrogant when they're talking to you. But if you put your foot down and you say, okay, we want to earn the money, not a problem. We really do. However, we will not have a name linked with this kind of failure. Do you understand? Especially since, and anyway, we can have our say, even if we can't have our way. We'll still tell you. So I think it's important to know your onions, be confident yourself too. So you meet their arrogance with confidence, not with arrogance.
Oh, okay, in the year in 2023 is just around the corner. For somebody who's just coming on fresh, what kind of thing, as a politician and is planning to run his campaign, what are the contributions of a professional in this area? Some believe they can do without it. They know their onions, and no Papataju is the one who controls this one and that one, and still want to go through the old method. Is it absolutely necessary for you to have a consultant if you want to run your campaign?
Okay, I'll put it this way. When the stakes are high,
yes,
I think you should put your best foot forward. And having a consultant in a particular, it's like saying COVID, for example. Who are those that we relied on at the end of the day? No matter all the ginger and onion thing that everybody came up with, cook it and soak yourself in it and drink half of it and everything. At the end of the day, we relied on the experts. We still fell back to experts. We still deferred to doctors. We still deferred to researchers. We still deferred to big pharmaceutical companies. That is just the way of the world. Do you understand? So if you're doing something, you should defer to those who know it. If you know it yourself, then, I mean, why did you come to us?
Well, some of them don't even know those who know it. I tell you what, most people believe that, oh, okay, it's these names we've been hearing in the media. Let's take one of them. He's going to run the campaign. The guy could jolly well just be a nice writer, but who has nothing about strategy in his head, which is okay. I mean, if he's going to be writing articles and whatever, he might not be inclined to be a strategic person. So, what kind of person would you recommend you should be looking out for?
For the fresher. That's if refreshed.
Well, fresh and refreshed politician, name it.
And old.
I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
I'm sure you know that.
Okay, so what they do is, I mean, what's a fresh, what a politician should do is to talk. Okay, sorry, is to actually. So is to actually talk to an advertising agency, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because
the advert is going to come up, the commercial is going to come up, and I don't want it to pop in whilst you're talking. It's automated.
Okay.
I hate this machine, I tell you.
I love it.
It's the daily.
We need control.
It's the daily digest with Jimi Disu. We are going to take a short break. I'm in fear of this machine. We'll take a short break and then we'll be right back.
They said I was a prostitute. That what responsible woman will leave her home and her children and try to lead?
To report abuse, visit Ireti Resource Center at your NIN just like that.
Sure guy.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Charles! Yes, mommy? Go and bring 2 sachets of hyper bleach for me. Why 2? Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs. But I can't see any germs here. They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hyper bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of Hypo Bleach.
As a partner who shares your ambition, we understand what it takes to break barriers and expand your business. That's why we're excited to introduce the Smart Business Loan from Standard Chartered Bank.
With the SC Smart Business Loan, you can get up to 20 million naira to expand your business. This is available to schools, manufacturers, retail and wholesale traders with no collateral needed. Smart Business Loan from Standard Chartered Bank is easily accessible. Simply contact your relationship manager or send an email to nigeriabb.products@sc.com or call 234-123-68475, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. workdays. To get started, visit www.sc.com/ng for more details. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good.
Welcome back. This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest, and I have Nkechi Mori here. We were talking about some of the strategies politicians need to adopt when as we move towards the campaign period. So you were saying that their first port of call should be an
advertising agency. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not trying to advertise advertising agencies, but
Yes.
these are professionals, basically.
Yes.
And political campaigning is a major arm of advertising agencies, because everybody can become a brand. So we are all people. You are a brand right now. The politician needs to move from just being a man, a doctor, a father, an engineer, whatever profession he had or he has, to become an icon. So someone that people can look up to.
Yeah.
Someone that people can say, okay, maybe there's something in there. This person may be able to take us out of this place. Do you understand? Take us from this point to that point that we are hoping to get to. So advertising agencies have strategies.
Yeah.
They have creative people, because you need to be creative about the person in order for him to become an icon. And then even in America, let me take us out of Nigeria. How did I even get interested in political campaigns? It was from those days of reading Newsweek magazine and Time. Yes, Time. And you are reading it. I was quite young, but I liked to read, whether I understood what I was reading or not. But I liked to read. So you would see the chief political strategist for Ronald Reagan, things like that. And I was wondering, so what do they do? And I started asking, did they read political science? I think that they are more of historians than political scientists.
Okay. What do you do as a professional when you have a tough cookie as a self-opinionated person as your brand?
And they all.
Well, for example, I get to feel that between Femi Adesina and what's the other gentleman's name, Shehu Garba, they find a tough nut in the president, given his disposition. Okay, and given to the fact that I've never met him, so I don't know, but I've been told that
perception.
Yes, the perception I have of him is somebody who you could talk 19 to the dozen. They'll just keep staring at you and say, I've heard. If you have a difficult client like that, how do you handle it?
Have we ever had one?
But if you did, I'm sure you're prepared well enough.
No, I'm even thinking of what we did in a particular case. This is it. You have to meet them halfway. That's the truth. You can't make a man into what he doesn't want to be. But you can try to polish him up. You can meet him halfway. And I think that most times when you try to meet them halfway, they go along. And eventually you find that you've gone more than halfway with them. Do you understand? no matter how difficult the person is if you place facts before them, if you talk to them factually, yes, they know their stuff in a way. You can't take politicking away from politicians. Truth is, politics is actually an art. No matter how hard you and I try,
On the
we can never.
on the professional side,
Yes.
do we have anywhere in history where you can say an agency, a consultant worked out on a client because the client just wouldn't listen?
Maybe not.
Are we that inclined?
For brands, yes. At least the agency where I worked, we've worked out on clients in the past. I don't want to name names.
No, please don't.
Yes, so we've worked out of clients, on clients. You tell a client that thinks that you're their slave because you're offering a service. I tell people that there's a difference between service and servitude. People think that they're the same. I like to serve people. Do you understand? Doesn't mean that I like to be treated like less than who I am.
And some
So
of these,
service is different from servitude.
some of these politicians could just jolly well be guilty of that.
Of thinking that service and servitude are the same.
Yes,
Of
yes,
course,
yes.
of course. They think that, I have many examples, but they think that because I'm paying you. In fact, the bottom line is, this is how they think. If you knew all this,
Why aren't you in my own seat?
thank you should be me.
All right, we are going to have to open up our lines. Sorry, today is not one of those days that the topic is completely general, but we learn every day. We learn every day, and it's important that we know the littlest of things sometimes. If anything, just for our knowledge and for us to have a deep appreciation of what's going on. I'm going to open up our lines, 0700 993 993 993. And the female line, or what we consider the female line, is 01465 7190. Zainab is here. Zainab, good morning.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Zainab, good morning. She wanted me to read out the female line,
only line.
but she was pointing at the male line. So Mrs. Fasha knows whatever came to me that it's the female line she wants me to read.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. So let's pick the first caller.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy.
Good morning, sir. Who's calling?
Good morning. This is Pastor Ladipo.
You did market or you did rally?
No.
There's so much noise in the background.
Uncle Jimmy, I want to quickly ask Mrs. Nkoli. No, sir.
Not Mrs. Nkoli, Mrs. Nkechi.
Nkechi, Mrs. Nkechi.
Mrs. Modi.
How? Yes. How? When politicians use talks to brand themselves, so that they can pave way for themselves that nobody can, they bamboozle everybody. Like what happened in Kogi? Thank you, man.
Sorry.
What? I didn't hear. I didn't quite hear.
I heard her. So
You heard him. It's him. That was a man.
Okay.
Not Pastor Ladipo from
sounded very familiar.
I'm a word of
His
him.
voice sounds very familiar.
From really.
Really gum.
Okay, so he said, what about the case where politicians use thugs?
Oh, thugs.
Yes,
I missed that one.
to bamboozle, their way into
They
power.
don't bamboozle. They just
force their way
yeah.
into power. I mean, I'm just trying to paraphrase what he said, and sorry, that has nothing to do with advertising right
yes,
now.
and what we are talking
Yes,
about. Yes.
that's-
Let's pick another caller.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Finally, today I got through your program. Sir, I just, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we have to pick another one. But before we do that, please, I'd like to advise that when you call the studio, the first thing you want to do is to call from a quiet background. If you can't get a quiet background, don't bother calling, because we won't hear you, okay? And we'll be distracted. Of course, the other ones about use of language. Then speak up so that we can hear you loud and clear. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, good morning.
This is a good one. Yeah, morning. How are you?
Yeah, Madam, morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. After you work with that politician, you tell one or two things, and they agree with you. When they get into office, did they keep to those things you ask them to do? Thank you.
Okay.
Of course not.
So my job ends at the point where
He gets in.
he gets in. That's the truth. I mean, the idea of advertising generally, whether it's a politician or a product or service, is to get it bought, is to get people to actually buy into it, to accept it. So your job ends there. It is now left for his handlers to ensure that there's continuity. It's out of your hands.
Does it need professional handlers though?
Of course they do, but they don't.
They don't. Yes.
They bring their cronies, their friends, their sons' friends, their friends' sons, their relatives in many cases.
Yes.
Sometimes you see 3-4 people in government are cousins or brothers or sisters to the and they're all his PAs or this and that. So who will tell him the truth? Well,
and also we need to have a culture where professionals are protected. Because there's always this fear that, we can't tell him the truth, we might lose our jobs. And in these hard times, to be honest with you, it's difficult for a man to stand his ground because he's not protected. It's not properly protected by the system. So I wish we could get to that level one day. I wonder what you think.
There's never been a time that things were not hard. I'm sorry. The world has never been easy for some people. When land was 50 naira, 100 naira, there were those who could not afford it.
Yeah.
When land was even free, when land was go and just claim this place, there are those who were powerful who could just go and claim all the land everywhere. I'm just saying that there's never a time where there's a level playing field in this world, and where everything will be skewed in your favor. So, sorry, hunger has never killed anybody. Never killed anybody. Yes. I'm not talking about where there's famine.
Oh, okay.
No, not that extreme. But I'm saying irregular. Okay, so I work out on a job. I can't take this, I can't take that. I remember telling my children when they were younger that if something were to happen and I lose my job or whatever, or their father, we lose our jobs, that think of the worst case scenario. And I said, it's possible that you will not go to school for a year.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It is possible that we will not be able to buy certain things. I think that people should prepare their mind and say, what is the worst case scenario here? I will do something lesser, something lower, but I will ensure that we eat and we are okay. We pay our rent. We don't even, do you understand? The people who have opted for homeschooling, this COVID thing has shown us that you can actually teach your children at home. And if we're not being lazy and we've handed everything over to teachers, there are things that you can teach your children when they are very young at home. Not like secondary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of campaign or theme are you looking at in 2023? What kind of theme would refresh you? Say, okay, we've gotten to this point. This looks good enough.
Nigeria is not in a good place at all. And people's minds are not settled. It's not just a theme and a person, because they work together. You can't be this way and your theme is that way. There's no marriage. People will not believe, because that's what we call believability. So if I said today that I was a man, suddenly, I've been here a few times, people know I'm a woman, I just say I'm a man. Definitely, people will not believe it. Do you understand? And I don't give them reason to believe.
But they might know who to ask.
So, right now, the truth is, everything appears hopeless.
Yes.
Incidentally, when we had Hope 93,
93,
we actually need Hope 23.
Yeah,
we need hope.
That was a campaign
and a half. That was the first time I voted in my life. We need hope. Everything is hopeless. People have lost hope. Nobody can assure you or reassure you. Everything has failed. In fact, the only thing that people have not done is to curse God and die. Like in the case of, was it Noah? No. Who was that guy?
In the Bible.
Job. It was Job.
Zainab. Who is
Uncle
Job?
Jimmy.
No, she was asking you. She said you should remind her. I just want to know if you know it.
It's possible she may have done Bible knowledge.
Do you think I know?
Or don't know?
No, I didn't say that. No, but she said because I was.
Okay, I meant Job. Okay, so let me settle the matter. So Job. So the only thing Nigerians have not done is to curse God and die.
Yes.
That's the truth. And it's even out of fear. It's not because they believe it. I'm sorry, fear. Fear is the only thing that is general to everybody right now. Everybody's afraid. Rich, poor, man, woman, children, grown up. Everybody is afraid. We need hope. I'm not saying it must be in those very words. But whatever your campaign is, whatever you're going to talk about, there must be a huge dose of hope based on concrete plans, concrete intentions. You must give people reason to believe what you're saying. Do you understand? Nigerians need hope. That's all I can really come up with right now.
You don't think that it matters also for Nigerians to be able to dissect a strategy? Because hope is one thing. Don't forget that Nigerians are very cynical now. Even if you show all the hope, what about the strategy? Does it matter that you need to come out with a concrete strategy? Are we, or am I just being elitist in my thinking?
See, strategy is what it is. How does it affect me at the end of the day? Is that is the end of do you understand? Is the end product of your strategy that people need to know. Do you understand? You own your strategy. What is the end result of that strategy for that man, for that woman, for that child? What will come out of it for them? What's in it for them? All your strategy, all your big words and whatever. The simpler, the better. There's sophistication in simplicity. So, do you understand?
Yes.
So you are checking the time. So
no, I'm not checking the time. I'm listening to you, but I saw something that caught. Okay, the two people are fighting. So
yes,
I thought it was referring to. I thought it was sorry.
I
heard you. Okay, I need to take 2 more calls and we go because it's just 5 minutes away.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah. Jimmy.
Yes.
My name is John. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole issue boils down to the fact that we are not yet ready. Like what you have been saying, we still need to be ready. We still need to get ready to be arrested and to die before these people can leave us alone.
He has a point.
If we are not ready.
Yes,
we are ready to be arrested. A lot of things. I love what the passion we have taken for just about some days ago now. The way you are hollering and talking, the thing they pain you is paining us more than you.
How do you know?
Somebody like
Penometer. He has a penometer.
And if not be saying it, broadcasting rule, where they talk, say not talk anyhow. I know waiting with the talk for the other side, but God will help us. Then number two, sir, Jimmy.
Yes.
Please help me. You've been talking, fella. I mean, we talk fella every minute. I want you get some tune for fella to start your program. Please try.
Okay, I'll do that.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you. There's somebody here called Bobby Adebayo. For all you know, it might not be his name. Listen to what he says. This person must be a young person. I just want to see the way some people's minds work. You, Disu, is referring to me. Call Jonathan different types of unprinted names. I didn't. It says you mobilize people through your radio program. Then the day Tinubu offer you a job, it's not going to 66-year-old man, offer you a job, you'll be singing like FFK. This is the mind of some people out there. Okay, these are some of the people you are going to have to be dealing with. So that is where part of the problem lies. The audience that you're dealing with sometimes are not that perceptive.
And I don't blame them.
They're too angry.
They've seen too many things. I mean, they've been failed. And unfortunately, even they too have failed themselves, I must say. The truth is, we are more interested in just getting rich today than being good. And it's what they have seen. You understand? Imagine that in 1979, how old was I? But I knew what FEDECO was doing. Yes, I can sing some of the songs.
Fedeco song.
Yes,
Sing one.
on radio.
Sing one
For
very quickly.
Election 79. Fedeco has banned all loopholes. A free and fair election. Election 79. There can be no rigging. There can be no rigging. Da 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 da. I still remember. I remember the songs. You see, we were interested.
Okay. We got to go. Take a 1 and take a 2 are on standby.
Okay.
They'll be coming in 2 minutes. Thank you very much,
We have
Nkechi.
more time.
No, I was just about to say that this is the beginning of a series that we are going to have.
Okay.
The resource persons might change, but you'll be back here sooner than you think. And how are those twins anyway?
They are doing fine.
My
One is
regards-
at home, one is at school.
my regards to them. The one that had to won.
Yes, I'm
Then
very proud.
Idowu.
Sorry, and then you remember?
Unilag.
Yes. Is it Unilag now?
Yeah, no, they've not started, but they're
She
still doing
couldn't-
online classes.
She couldn't have gone to another university than
Here we go.
Where is
again.
Remy Mortala? She couldn't have. She couldn't have. You don't get that smart and not go to Unilag. We got to go. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. By the way, the good news is from next week, not tomorrow, from next week, the discourse will move to 9 o'clock on Saturdays. So you'd have woken up.
Thank heavens.
Thank heavens, yes. So 9 o'clock. But that's from next week. And also, hopefully, the Daily Digest might take a new form sometime from next week. So I'll let you know. Don't worry, it's for the better. Okay? So tomorrow I'm going to have Mr. Falabi and Dubi Mevore. And we're going to look, we're inspired by when I say inspired, what brought about tomorrow's program is the statement of the Oluwo of Iwo, a Yoruba Oba for that matter, and the things he said about our traditional religions and other religions. And so we want to use that to start a campaign that will make sure that we don't sink into a second slavery. Because it starts with playing with your minds.
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge and allowing people to play with your minds. It's not for nothing. I keep saying that a foreign country will come and set up radio stations here, has Yoruba station, a Hausa station and whatever. Information is the next weapon.
It's power.
And it is extremely powerful. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking at. We're going to start again tomorrow and have programs on and on about how to make sure that you keep your thoughts absolutely clear and don't let somebody come and run down the things that your forefathers passed on to you. Yes, there must be change along the line.
Modifications.
Modifications, but it mustn't be fundamental.
Yeah.
Okay, it mustn't be fundamental. So that's what we'll be discussing tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow is 8 o'clock. It's next week that will start from now. Thank you very much, Nkechi.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Most
Zainab,
welcome.
thank you very much.
Hello,
By the way, Zainab, very quickly, who was Job?
Job
Yes.
in the Bible
Yes.
is a biblical character.
I'm happy you call
that's
it
rough.
Uncle Jimmy, someone has to be smart.
You must have your wits about you.
That's rough. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow at 8. That was the smart one.
I need to look like you, Uncle Jimmy.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.